Welcome to the first part in the afternoon of one of the important sessions today. So we will proceed the session in a few minutes. Do hope that you have full lunch. Enjoy your lunch. Good food, good taste. But this session very important for us to interact each other. So we also have the online panelists or speakers around the world that I can say, not just only in the GMS Greater Mekong sub-regions. So it would be good if our speaker can turn on your camera and share with us with a quick beep to see your faces. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Thank you very much. First of all, on behalf of Mekong student, thank you for participating in the session. So the time already, we will proceed the session. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the session on delivering sustainable growth in the tourism sector. Is part of the Greater Mekong priority sector session. This session is also a part of the Mekong Forum that we decided into 3 breakout rooms, and welcome all of you who interest in the sustainable tourism. To start with the specific topic that we invite the expert in the field to come and share with us. So firstly, I would like you to join me and welcome our speaker that display and show their faces on the screen that you can see. Miss Catherine, the ready? Yes, that we will join us later on after the overview that will be presented by me. And the second, Dr. Michelle. Okay, welcome on the top of the screen from our side. And the third one, Mr. Keris, yeah, where he's confirmed that I will introduce later. And the fourth here on side, Mr. Jumpon. So everyone can see here, also on live can see his face as well. Thank you very much. For delivering sustainable growth in the tourism sector. So we also have the brief PowerPoint presentation everyone can see as well. For delivering sustainable growth in the tourism sector, my name is Sattanun, will be the session moderator, and I'm Program Manager of Trade Investment Facilitation Department of the Mekong Institute. We are very pleased to come and share insights, information together with 4 speakers of the session today. To begin with, the specific session that I mentioned from the various studies, especially from the World Tourism Organization, record that between 2009 and 2019, the annual growth rate of the international tourists had been about 4% at that time before COVID-19. The tourism contribute about 10% of the global GDP in 2019. And after that, the study also reviewed that the ASEAN countries will attract about 123 million or 123 million international tourists in 2023, which is expected to grow about 152 million by 2025 and 187 million by 2030. that the study results conduct before pandemic-19. But during the pandemic-19, the 80% of the visitor dropped in 2020. It lost about 1 trillion, not million, trillion USD dollar, and about 100 million tourism-related jobs that losses. This is a very important figure for us to invite the speaker, especially to talk about the sustainable tourism. And one of the important tourism that influence or impact in the tourism destination, many study, many experts that point out on the economy, culture, society, and ecosystem. With these 4 elements that very important that impact or influence to the tourism in the specific destination, including in the Greater Mekong sub-region country. Regard to the goal of the sustainable tourism by World Tourism Organization, according to the goal number 12, majority that point out on 3 sectors or 3 elements. The first is the social, following by economic and sustainable tourism. With these 3 elements, that the people who involved, not just only tourists, stakeholders in specific tourism destination, need to focus on local control, community well-being, cultural richness, and also social equity. That's as part of the social factor. Regard to the sustainable tourism, regard to the economic, that need to emphasize and think about, consider about economic vitality, local prosperity, and employment quality. And the third part on sustainable tourism, that we have to think about or consider about visitor fulfillment, resource efficiency. And the last one that I did not mention is very important factor apart from socio-economic and sustainable tourism is environmental, that need to consider on the physical integrity, biological biodiversity, and also environmental purity. With these 3 factors that the people who involved need to consider on be accountable, have the capacity, and take the action to ensure that tourism is sustainable. From now on, the key issue that we will be addressed and also updated in terms of the inbound tourism market, tourism attraction, smart tourism tool, technique, and technology. Lastly, in terms of the policy to monitor the tourism. With this background, we have 4 main areas to discuss under delivering sustainable growth in the tourism sector in terms of the tourism in post-pandemic, by sharing the information with you on reflecting tourism in the Mekong region for the post-pandemic recovery and the sustainability. That will be the first speaker in the first session in the afternoon of today by Ms. Catherine. And following by dimension to attract the foreign visitor in terms of MICE, what is a MICE about? MICE tourism industry to multidimensionally benefit and attract foreign visitor to Thailand. We have the physical speaker who expert in this field will come and share with you. Representative from Thailand, Mr. Jumpon, he's here and be ready and willing to share and respond question and answer to you. And following by third topic on tourism policies, on the smart tourism policy to monitor destination sustainability towards a challenging future by Dr. Michelle, not far away from us, it's in Korea, online. We share the inside information. And last, on innovation and technology for tourism, specific topic on the need for innovation and technology to support sustainable and resilient tourism by Mr. Gerris. So it's time now, and I do hope the audience here in the room and also online participants welcome you all to reflecting tourism in the Mekong region for the post-pandemic recovery and the sustainability. This topic will be delivered by Ms. Catherine Germier-Hamel with the experience of 25 years of international experience as a consultant, trainer, and impact entrepreneur dedicated to the sustainable local and global development through tourism. She is at CEO Destination Mekong and also the founder of the Heroes Travel Platform. Please join me to welcome Ms. Catherine. Ms. Catherine, if you're ready, the session is yours, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so before I start, because it's going to take a little time to share my screen, I would like all the audience to think about their favorite childhood tales or stories and why they are their favorite childhood tales and stories. I will explain later why. Now sharing my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it. It will display in for a while.
I will put it in a while. Okay. It's coming very soon. Sorry, I will remove my video probably because I'm based in Cambodia and sometimes the connection is not very good.
Okay.
So today the topic of my presentation is reflecting on the post-pandemic tourism recovery and sustainability in the Mekong region. I took the liberty to change a little while the title, but you will also understand why. So now that you thought about your favorite tales, I'd like to say that mine is Cinderella. No wonder, many little girls like Cinderella because they want to become a princess. But for me, that was not my the main reason why I like this tale. I like this tale because very early, I just thought that I wanted to achieve my dreams and it was possible. So here, this is a picture of Korea, Jeju Island in Korea. And you can see there is a lot of people there that we can even, consider as over-tourism. The story of Korea, it's also in some way a tale because 40 years ago, Korea was a very poor country. Nobody knew, almost nobody knew Korea. Now Korea is very popular. Korea is very strong and its brand is also very strong. So how did it happen? But the question is, who doesn't want to be attractive and popular, not only as a person, but also as a destination? Everybody wants to be popular, but sometimes we need to be careful what we wish for. Popularity can be stronger than responsibility. And here is a picture in Cambodia, in Angkor Wat temple complex. And we can see that it has become at some point, especially in 2019, uncontrolled and unmanaged. Too many people and the rejection, not only from the locals, but also from the tourists. So many people say, that tourism is a very strong industry, providing jobs and income for the local people. And in some way, it is true. It is also gender-centered industry. There is a majority of women working in the tourism industry. But in reality, when you don't control, manage, and plan tourism, you can, end up with a lot of problems. Losses, especially in cultural, social, economic, and environmental assets, the depletion of tourism resources and assets, loss in tradition and authenticity, tourism leakages, meaning that the local population barely benefits for the revenues of tourism, over-tourism, I already talked about that, and also negative influencers, meaning that many people want you to travel to the 100 most popular destination, but they don't care actually about the impact of travel and tourism. And also misleading claims that some places, destinations, or businesses are actually green, which is not true. It's only a claim, and this is called greenwashing. So even more losses due to the COVID situation. I will not come back, to the figures because the figures are figures, but in reality, we know that so many people lost their job, revenues, businesses and opportunities, and even sometimes lives. And I'm not talking, of course, only about tourism and travel, but in the whole world, this is a global pandemic. There was also a lost talent, lost knowledge and skills, lost motivation and lost confidence. And finally, the destination lost their appeal, their purpose, their inspiration, and the connection were broken. So how can we fix it? Here, you have the figures provided by a Mekong Tourism Coordinating Organization, which is a government-centered organization promoting the Greater Mekong sub-region. The 6 ministries of tourism, and you can see, how, tourism, there was some losses in revenues and in a number of international tourists. But at the same time, we need to be careful about those 2 indicators because they are not reflecting the whole reality of tourism. So here is a picture of Oyan. I visited Oyan in February 2020, and it was almost empty. And everybody was starting to be depressed, even it was the beginning of COVID. I came back to Oyan last week for the Mekong Tourism Coordinating Office, Mekong Tourism Forum, and there was much more people. But how can we secure a sustainable recovery and resilience of the travel sector? So here, I will not go back to sustainable tourism. My point is that what is very important is that sustainable tourism means inclusive tourism. It is shared prosperity and social inclusiveness. This is very important. What is also important is that in some way, sustainable tourism is a Western concept. So we need to localize this concept so that everybody can take ownership of this concept, and especially in the Greater Mekong sub-region. I argue that there is an Asian way of practicing sustainable tourism. There is also an Asian way of doing ecotourism and responsible tourism. So when we talk about the restart of tourism in the region, we need to figure out how we can make it, localized and adapted to the local context. Because so many times I saw people told me, Catherine, I don't understand what is sustainable tourism. It's too complicated. So now it's time, that everybody really find sustainable tourism and take ownership of it. Now, sustainable tourism is a journey. Nothing is sustainable now. And maybe in the future, we will, realize that some actions, some practices and businesses, destinations were sustainable, but nobody can claim now that it is sustainable. So sustainability, sustainable tourism is a journey. It's we need to achieve sustainable tourism. We are not sustainable. So the journey is gathering a lot of stakeholders. And I would say personally that sustainable tourism is a vision. It's also a framework for partnership. It's a business model if you're a business. And if you're a traveler, it's a lifestyle. So depending on who you are and what you're doing, your approach of sustainable tourism might be very different. And here I put social enterprise, on the right side, because this is a very interesting approach that these are businesses. So their main, concern is generating profit, but also they have a purpose. I think purpose is very important when we talk about sustainable tourism and any business. Without purpose, nobody will follow you. You will just be a person or business driven by profit. So if you have a purpose, people will follow you. And your business will also follow your purpose, So here, I would like to talk about marketing and branding. I was talking about attractiveness, how to be irresistible, how to be popular. And actually, this is the purpose of tourism marketing and branding, how to be attractive, how to be irresistible, because, how to be accessible. My point is that, countries of the Greater Mekong region, but not only, started to open their borders and lift travel restriction. Does it mean that people will come back to the destination? No, it's not enough. Of course, being accessible, being trustable is important, because people don't trust anything anymore because of COVID. People are just fearing uncertainties. They are fearing a lot of things. So no, we need to build trust, but we also need to engage and excite people. We need to make the destination as attractive as they cannot resist. Also, marketing is about value. It's about co-creating, capturing, retaining, and of course, sharing the value. And sharing is, again, the most important word for sustainability. And also, the purpose of marketing and branding, but especially marketing, is to extend the destination's life cycle. Because you can be popular at some point, but you can lose your popularity very easily. And especially, in these days of social media, new technologies, and people are just, losing their interest very quickly. So marketing will help you, not decline, or to make the process of being declined or outdated longer. But hopefully, the idea is also, to create new destinations and not only rely on only the existing destination. There are so many destinations who don't exist and that are probably not popular because nobody knows them. But if we make them popular, we will encourage, the dispersal of the flows of tourism and avoid, I would say, over-tourism. So here, these are the sustainability principles. I remind them, I think positiveness is very important, empowerment, impact, carrying capacity, capacity building, all this is very important. When we talk about destination branding, we need to talk about respectability. The traveler needs to respect the destination. It's not only in the GMS, it's everywhere in the world. We need to be desirable and sustainable. This is all part of the branding. And again, we need to make sustainable tourism exciting and irresistible, because right now, people think that sustainability is losing something while it is gaining something. We need to focus more on the gains rather than the losses. We need to connect, popular and off the beaten track destination, as I said. We need to target positive tourists, those who respect the destination and its people and its environment. We need to be consistent and transparent. We need innovative marketing and communication, and we need, most of all, above all, to promote synergies, collaborations, and partnership over competition. We cannot afford to compete these days, but at the same time, everybody is ready to compete once tourism fully resumes. So here are some key recommendations. I will not, waste is not waste because it's not waste, it's a gain, but the time is limited. So I will just, let you read it. And then, of course, if you want to get the presentation, we will share it with you. Because these are actually repeating what I said before. My most important message is become irresistible or be irresistible as a destination, but don't try to be popular at all costs. And the problem is that that's what people are trying to do these days. They really want to be popular. They really want to lose something just to be popular, which doesn't make sense. Here, very quickly, Destination Mekong, who are we? We are a private destination management and marketing organization, a DMO, or if you prefer, a regional tourism board, and we cover the 6 countries of the Greater Mekong sub-region. Basically, the south of China, Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam. The initiative was launched in 2017, and we were fully registered in Singapore. And very soon we will incorporate it in Cambodia, because we are hosted by the Ministry of Tourism of Cambodia. So our main purpose, what is important for us, why we exist, is to champion the Greater Mekong sub-region as an attractive, sustainable destination, creating value, impact, and opportunities for all. So I really insist on the sustainability and inclusiveness. Here is the framework. We are actually creating a public-private framework partnership. So this organization, MTCO, Mekong Tourism Coordinating Office, is actually the public sector counterpart of Destination Mekong. So we are working together, and we are also coordinating the efforts of the whole sector, and the Destination Mekong is focusing on the private sector. So we see that we are basically focusing on human being, rather than just businesses. And we are connecting the public and the private sector, the students with the labor market, the different stakeholders of the private sector between themselves, the academia, the thinkers with the practitioners, the doers, and basically those connections are supposed to create value. So we are using innovation and capacity building, to create value. And of course, some techniques like storytelling. So here it's the team of Destination Mekong. I'm myself in Cambodia. Gerrit, that you will hear very soon, is in Germany, was based in Thailand. Gavin is based in Cambodia as well, and we have special advisors. So we have special advisor for strategy, training, Japan-Mekong cooperation, Korea-Mekong cooperation, and social enterprise. I have to say that I lived in Korea for 17 years, so that really makes sense, to use the experience of Korea also, and to apply the, let's say, not necessarily best practices, but good practices to the story of Mekong region. So here is our governance. I will not spend too much time here because you can find this information in the website. So since 2017, Destination Mekong has created a lot of brands, not because we want to focus on quantity, because we are focusing on quality, but because we want to increase the exposure of the different brands of our members. So you will see that we have 3 different pillars for our development: the content, engagement, and connections. And we work for community building, brand exposure, and of course, revenue generation, because this is what is really important for our members and partners. So here we have a 3-step approach for the restart of tourism in the region. First, restart. Secondly, reform, because we need, to reform the tourism industry, not only in the GMS, but everywhere. We need to have a different approach. And rebalance. I talked about the Asian way of doing sustainability. I think that in Asia, we focus on harmony and holistic approaches. There is no good, there is no bad, there is no fingers pointed. We need to cooperate and need to focus on harmony. Mass tourism is not bad if it's well controlled and managed. We need mass tourism, but it has to be controlled, planned, and managed carefully. And mass tourism need to coexist with niche tourism. Here we have developed a few partnerships that are creating values also. And I would like to mention here the Seoul Tourism Organization, since we are working a lot with Korea. And we believe that the Korean market will also be a stronger, even stronger market for the GMS. Here are upcoming projects. We have the Mekong Story booth that we just released. We're going to have a podcast series, the Mekong Tourism Recovery Solutions. You can download the document on our website. We're going to have webinar. Very important, we're going to have in December 14 and 15, the Destination Mekong Summit 2022. It will be in hybrid format, online and in Phnom Penh. So very soon we will share more information about that. We have also a micro certification program coming soon, and the Mekong Discovery Centers. So what are the Mekong Discovery Centers? So it's an online and offline network of smart, eco-friendly, multi-purpose and multi-branded tourism community hubs. That's the visitor centers new generation. So you can see we are smart, we are eco-friendly. This is a mix of interpretation, training, capacity building, tourism information and promotion, of course. We're going to sell and promote handcraft, F&B, local and F&B assets. And we're going to train not only adults, but also the students. So here it is. That's the end of my presentation. I hope I'm not too late. You can, scan the QR code if you want to have my contact details. And I will be very happy to answer your question and to connect with you. Thank you very much. Oh, I think there are a lot of questions, so I need to check them first. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Catherine, for sharing the inside information with us. Before we move to the next speaker or panelist, a very important question is necessary to have your suggestion and answer immediately. So our team also check from the online participant. It's a huge number of participants that also view and listen this session. So priority from the online participant, we also have some question. So now we are collecting the information from the online participant, and we would like to share with you about their questions.
I will let you pick the question and, I'll be happy to reply.
Yeah. Participant from online, please, if you have already question, even that you type and send to the chat box already, this is a good time, not just only in the room we are here. Please feel free.
I see that someone, raise their hand or his hand. Sattanun Lopunpai.
So reading, we waiting for information or question from the online. Now back to the on-site. It would be appreciated if you have any doubt or something in your mind that would like to ask the expert from Destination Mekong, Miss Catherine. Please feel free. Our facilitator will walk around and pass you the microphone, please. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Please also identify yourself, who you are, where you come from, and also organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. I am Lida. I think maybe you remember me or not, but we connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nice to meet you. And I have a question that as working as in sustainability sector, the one thing that is complicated for me is for the internal, that our staff is think like sustainability work is extra work. So as you an expert, do you have any tip for me to dealing with this kind of question?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question, because many times people don't want to embrace sustainability because they think that it's a waste of time or it's going to take resources. And I would say, let me compare sustainability, for example, with quality. Nobody questioned quality, the necessity of integrating quality in your operations. So I would say sustainability is the same. It shouldn't be, an option. It should be part of your DNA. And I would say sustainability creates value and will give you competitive advantage over other people. Sustainability is having a vision, is caring about your impact, and it's positive. So I would say if you don't want to embrace sustainability, it's not a problem, because sustainability in some way is just a word. Most important is to practice sustainability. And most important is not to be overwhelmed. You are controlling sustainability. Sustainability is not controlling you. And you need to go step by step. It's like if you decide one day to be vegan and while you are a carnivore, it's going to be very challenging. Just start, by having only one meal without meat, and little by little, you will achieve your goals. But what I mean is that we cannot reach perfection at all. We cannot reach perfection immediately it's a process. So, but I would say you will definitely have a positive image and you will gain something. You will not lose something. You need to train your brain, to practice sustainability, and you need, of course, to reward yourself. Because I know, that it's not easy, to have sustainability practices. It means that you need to be careful, you need to be cautious, but at the end of the day, we are thinking about the future of our planet and the future generations. So we cannot continue, to act irresponsibly, because especially when in the case of tourism, if we don't integrate sustainability, the destinations will disappear and the business as well, and COVID showed us how it is very painful. So if you want, to promote sustainability within your organization, this is something that Destination Mekong is providing. We are providing those webinars, to make sustainability easier to understand and to practice. So just contact me and we can organize a webinar or a workshop. We'd be happy to do that for you.
Thank you very much for the question and answer. Not just only the suggestion and also kind of the networking as well to promote and encourage everyone to focus on the sustainable tourism. It would be good if we can continue moving for the second speaker because of the time that approximately about 20 minutes of each speaker. So we have about 4 speakers. Yeah, thank you very much. One, Catherine, but she's to be with us through 1 hour and a half. But at the end, actually, for sure, we will have the many questions to ask our specific speaker. So let me move to the next speaker. I would like to invite Mr. Jumpon Pongnailert, the Senior Manager, Northeastern Region Office, Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, or well known as TCEP, Thailand. So please join me to welcome Mr. Jumpon, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, the audience, everyone. Before I start my presentation, first of all, thank you very much for joining on site and also online. By the way, I will introduce our organization first, so you will know what about TCEP and what about the MICE industry. Please.
These days, a diverse range of business problems that involve production, innovation, and services can be solved through MICE business. Meetings, incentive trips, conventions, exhibitions, mega events and world festivals. At present, over 8,000 international meetings and exhibitions take place annually in Thailand. The number of domestic and international MICE travelers attending events in Thailand averages 30 million per year, generating over 5 billion baht in revenue and accounting for 3.27% of the country's GDP. Up to 320,000 people are employed. MICE events provide a stage for business exchanges and inspire entrepreneurs to exchange ideas and develop business. Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, Public Organization, or TCEP, is a government agency under the supervision of the Prime Minister. We are a strategic partner to help drive MICE business and mega events and world festivals in Thailand. TCEP provides MICE information to the private and government sectors, as well as students and the general public. It also provides facilities for those who would like to exhibit goods and hold meetings.
It's a technical problem. Okay. So we will know what is
by cooperating with all partners in order to drive MICE events to be a stage where business opportunities and business investment can be discussed. With this in mind, TCEB sets its principal goals as follows: developing the economy by bringing international events to Thailand, as well as creating jobs and events in every province. Organizing marketing activities and creating a positive image of Thailand for all nations to recognize that Thailand is the prime destination of choice for international MICE events. Developing all aspects of organizing business events, facilitating product imports, visa applications, as well as offering a special MICE lane at immigration checkpoints for MICE participants and preparing MICE manuals. Distributing income to all sectors by providing knowledge, giving advice to create more jobs, and harnessing the strength and uniqueness of local communities. Developing venue standards with hygiene guidelines, as well as enhancing the skills of entrepreneurs and staff in order to organize events smoothly. Using innovation and information to support events efficiently and organize them more conveniently. Following these guidelines, Thailand can be a renowned center for organizing business events that use innovation to drive the nation's economy on par with worldwide trends. TCEB develops and supports all types of business to build trade and investment opportunities, as well as expand Thai products and services to become well known internationally and distribute prosperity to every province. Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau drives MICE to ensure Thailand's economy grows sustainably.
Okay, so we already know that what is TCEB and what we have done in for Thailand MICE business. Actually, maybe we will know MICE is the sector under the tourism sectors for the 20 years national strategy. We focus that Thailand prioritize tourism as the main mechanism to drive its economy. First is to emphasize on premium and value-driven tourists. Second is to enhance economic value. To enhance economic value and diversity that are the accordance with market trends and demand. Third is to develop countries' tourism industry to have notable increase in value using Thai identity and culture information and local wisdom utilization. So in order to enable the resource, contribute to the growth of the quality and diversify tourism, suitably with new market trends as well as the world requires sustained tourism. MICE industry is also the main mechanism to drive Thailand's economy by creating the attractiveness for Thailand to become the destination for business. MICE tourism, building the robust economic and revenue for the steady and sustainable economic growth for the country. So MICE business, we generate the revenue through the organizers and the visitors, and also we also be the platform for the trade of the import and export. We motivate the business investment, and we also have the in-kind business, in-kind benefit, like to exchange knowledge and the business information, the transformation technology, the business matching and networking. This is, we can expand the business various industry. As we say, as you will see in the video that we already mentioned, TCEB, we focus on MICE is the MICE industry. MICE meeting, M is the meeting, I and incentive, C the conventions, and E the exhibition. And right now we also have another E, that's the mega event. The mega event is the mass participation that you can draw many people to come in the country or in the city. So all of this industry will generate the income or build the economic impacts to the country, as well as we also concerned with the social impact and also the environment as well. So this is the total 360 degrees of the business solution for the tourism, that because you can see that even we face the COVID pandemic, right? And we are thinking that sometimes if you just want to travel to another countries, the pandemic will concern with you, right? But if you have the business should be run, cannot stop. So the MICE is the business sectors. So the business have to go on, continue. That's why the tourism or the travel for the business is necessary. Okay, so for TCEP 2023, we just launched the communication direction to drive the MICE industry. We call MICE to Meet You. MICE to Meet You is the Thailand MICE year 2023. And we focus on 4 pillars. The new chapter of Thailand, new opportunity and new innovation. The 4 pillars, as I mentioned, is the first is the BCG economy. The second is technology and innovation. The third is health and wellness. Another one is the Thai soft power. We try to drive Thai soft power to the industry or to the business. Soft power can drive you and can drive the business and generate the economic impact to the country. Actually, we have 5 Thai soft power that we focus. Is first we can call it 5F. 5F first is the food. Another one, the second is film. You know that Korea, you saw many films from Korea, right? And also maybe the neighboring of the country of Thailand, you will see Thai film as well, like Buppet Saniwat, right? Destination, love destination, like that. Another one is fashion. You can see from our the identity of the silk. Thai traditional silk can be adapted to be fashionable, and this one can go abroad and to the level, international level as well. Another one is fighting Thai boxing, right? And another maybe the sport as well, because right now we have many the most famous volleyball team, women volleyball teams, right? And the way of they communicate is why is go internationally, though, so everyone knows what the why is. And also in the badminton players, when they compete and they finish already, we can see that many countries, not only Thailand, they why to the committee as well, right? So this is the Thai soft power that is the influence to the global. And another one is a festival. Okay. So for 2023, we uncover the new chapter of the Thailand MICE. And MICE to Meet You Thailand MICE year is TCEP try to enhance the year of tourism by announcing to be the year of MICE to encourage more business traveler to visit Thailand and generate income to the country in 2023. And we have the branding as the 2023 branding under the TCEP logo. We communicate with 2 channels, it's the international level and local level, so domestic level. Thailand MICE to Meet You is the international communication, and another one is มนต์เสน่ห์แห่งความสำเร็จ is the enchant the success of the business, like that. So this is the it's become to the MICE to Meet You in Thailand MICE year 2023. And we focus because MICE traveler, when you come, not only to see sea and sun, you will see the traditional, you will see the local, you will see the people. So you have to experience of the magic of Thailand MICE as well. So this is why we can say that we try to sell the country by they experience themselves what the Thailand is, not only for the location or the destination, also the people, the food, and many attractions. And for the year, under the year MICE to Meet You, we also have the Meet MICE Magic to bring the global event to Thailand. This is the experience, the world class. So this is the international event that we bid to Thailand. So we have APEC 2022 this year, next month in Thailand. Another one is Thailand, the air show. We bid from France to organize the show in Thailand. Another one that we just won bid from AIPH is Udon Thani International Horticultural Expo, which we organize in Thailand in 2069. No, 2069. Yes, in Udon Thani, just the neighbor from Khon Kaen. I think maybe from Laos, we know Udon Thani very well because just 80 kilometers away. Another one we are on the progress we are in the process of bidding is the Specialized Expo. It will organize in Phuket. We present Phuket as a destination for this event, and this is the very big event. It's like a Dubai Expo, like that. It's quite big. And another one in Northeast region is Korat Horticultural Expo as well. It's just the A1 type of the Horticultural Expo. You will see Udon Thani is the B1. It's smaller, but the size is very big. Another one is Korat, which is in the Northeast region, you know, because when we talk about Isan or northeastern part of Thailand, previously it's dry and really, you know, and very poor. But now, why the dry land can organize the show of the flower, of the horticulture? This is why we try to change the mindset of the people and try to set the mindset of the global mindset that to know Isan more, not only for the disadvantage, but how to present the advantage for the people for the international level. And also we have the meet standard magic, because right now as we have the pandemic in the world, right? We must do something to be in line under the standards, hygiene standard, the venue standard. Because if you have standard, you can sell to people, you can sell yourself to others that we have standard, we meet standards, so you can trust us and organize and do the business with us. Without trust, so nobody will know you. But if you have, when you just the newcomer, you will have, no one knows you, right? If you have standard, something recommend, it's like a logo that recommend that you already passed the standard, so can trust one level, another level you can improve yourself, right? And also we meet the technology magic as well. Previously we just think that the digital disruption will not come. But after the pandemic, so we know that technology is very important for us, because we have to communicate with many things concerned with the technology and the digital lives. So we try to input or to upgrade our stakeholders in the MICE industry to to be expert in not only to do the MICE business, but how to educate them, to upgrade them with the knowledge, with the technology and innovation. Because right now we cannot deny that technology is not concerned about us as well, because everyone have the mobile phone, right? Everyone have the to connect the people by the internet, right? So this is a technology that is concerned to us. And we try to bring more technology to the MICE business to gain more confidence. If you come to Thailand, you can trust that, okay, the airflow system or the disease killer system or any the crowd management can help. This is for the MICE industry. And also we have the MICE Connect. Thai MICE Connect is the hub for the suppliers to come in Thailand and have the suppliers how to organize the function, how to organize the shows. So this one is a database that you can, it's like a Yellow Pages or maybe Google to know more suppliers about the MICE business in Thailand. And also the MICE Intelligence Centers. We have the MICE Intelligence Center to educate people who can who very want to get into the trends, the world trends, or many things about the MICE business or the business. We have the knowledge sharing there, so people can go and study and download the information. And also the technology right now, we have the metaverse. We talk about the metaverse. Actually, the metaverse is, we cannot say that the metaverse is very far from us. Avatar or avatar, we very close to us right now. So in organizing the conference, in organizing the exhibition or any shows, we combine online and offline. The metaverse will come to help or to refresh the shows more attracting. And also we meet the hub of magic, like EEC, Eastern Economic Corridor. We drive these 12 target industries, because this 12 target industry this is the S-curve and new S-curve together. We think that this is the value added industry that can drive the countries, can generate the income to the country as well, can generate the GDP higher. And this one is in the EEC. EEC is an economic corridor that is the new hub for the economy and the business. And also we meet the MICE city and local community magic. We have right now 10 MICE city in Thailand, 2 in northern part of Thailand. Sorry. Okay. 2 cities in the northern, and we have 3 cities in northeastern, 3 cities in the south, and another will be in the eastern and in Bangkok. For 10 cities, with full possibilities for MICE activity, flexible in any size and any type of safety product in MICE cities and local community. We also create the what we call the 7, we call in short is 7 theme, but actually it's the 7 MICE magnificent theme. This is, as we research and we get that we have 7 kinds of tourism that can be the magnet to draw the people, to draw the visitors. First one is a fascinating history and culture. The second is the exhilarating adventure. Third is the treasure team building, and fourth is CSR, the beach bliss and lavish luxury, and another one is culinary journey. This is 7 themes that cover all the things. Okay. Maybe another one. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, it's quite. We have so many. Okay. This one is the. As you see that we have the strategy for the countries and we deploy into each department and also in the northeastern part. This is the sample that we have. Right now, we are in the stage of reconnect the local maize ecosystem. And the next one will be reposition for the Isan maize. We call Isan maize because we do the northeastern, we call Isan. And another one is the last one will be to transforming for sustainable Isan maize destination. Okay, so maybe this one is the brief for the maize industry, and I think will be benefit for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jumpon, for sharing very useful information on maize tourism industry to multidimensionally benefit and attract foreign visitors to Thailand. So participants from the floor here, if you have any question, one question, please. And also announcement to the online participant, the online audience as well. If you have, please. So I know that you will keep your question to the end, because time will run very quick. Really, since we have a very useful information. And thank you once again, Mr. Jumpon. So next, we will have one of the experts in sustainable tourism. I would like to invite Mr. Dr. Michel Tuanalu, professor from Hospitality and Tourism Management, Jeonju University School of Tourism and Culture, South Korea. Dr. Michel is a tourism expert and hospitality professional with the extensive involvement in the private and public sector. More than 25 years of his experience in managing experience in the hotel, in Greece, and also some of the country in Korea and other nearby country as well. So please join me to welcome Dr. Michel to present the topic on the smart tourism policies to monitor destination sustainability towards a challenging future. Dr. Michel, the session is yours, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon from South Korea. We are just 2 hours ahead from Bangkok, so it's afternoon here. Thank you, first of all, for having me in this exciting event from Mekong Institute. And I'm glad to be here and contribute with other experts and friends in this panel and, of course, in this forum. I would like to share my screen, so I will try to be short and save some time from your session. I understand how important is this for the organizers. So let me share. Yeah. So I hope you can see my screen. Correct?
Yeah, waiting to see the full screen. Yes, full screen
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Full screen now. Yes. Thank you. So let's start quickly. Of course, the topic and the theme is quite promising and covering a broad area. I would like to be brief and try to analyze things that are important on the title, like smart tourism. So quickly, I will make a review, a breakdown of the topic. We discuss about smart tourism. Of course, we have to understand what is included in this term. It's used recently a lot. Of course, we understand that includes technology, digitalization, and nowadays is very common, including these new developments with AI, AR, and so on. Sustainable development is actually the main part of our discussion for the whole session, but also for the forum. But I'm not going to analyze many things, just to understand how differently we can approach sustainability in order to become, let's say, more consistent and more close to adapt sustainability in our daily life. Monitoring sustainability is something that is related with policies and, of course, governance in local and regional level. Is a very important part of what we're discussing here, because as previously was discussed by Catherine, mass tourism is the reason that we are missing control and manage of some destinations' popularity. So monitoring is a process of measurement and understanding key, let's say, performance indicators in various areas. So I'm going to give a brief introduction about what means monitoring in reality and how this is practicing in different countries and destinations. And later, of course, I will try to combine and bring in the discussion the resilience issue, because it's something that we discuss a lot, especially after COVID. Everybody understands that our systems, our ways of development are threatened from time to time, and we consider this will happen more often in the future from different threats, internal and external threats. So we need to create some capacity building and adaptive capacity to be able to respond to this kind of threats. And finally, resilience in the face of adversity, because as I said, we understand that we have to be prepared for further challenges in the future and difficulties. Either it comes from climate change or weather disruption and wars and economic problems, food chain disruption, and so on. So let's start with smart tourism, and I would like to keep some key keywords that we always include in our discussion about smart tourism, like technology, digitalization, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, AR. But all these things are means that we are going to use to improve things, to do things better. But of course, we need creativity for creating innovative solutions. And all this concept has to be in a more holistic approach. It's not only based on a business area. It's not only based on our economic development. It has to be spread around in a holistic way to the community, to the daily life, for the well-being of the societies. So more value-centric, and specifically with values that are very important for our existence related with environment and, of course, socio-cultural values. So things, of course, smart tourism is helping us to do things better, faster, more efficient, but for all and in all different ways, in order to be able, even the single citizen, to be able to take advantage of these smart technologies on his daily life. So this is an important part of how we consider smart tourism. Yes, I'm not going to analyze things about what is sustainability, but we understand that we have to approach sustainability again in a holistic way. It's something that we have to do for everybody in a good way to improve things in our daily life, but not only for ourselves, not only for our business, in a similar way for all the region, for the whole country, for our planet, because at the end of the day, we have to understand, I think this is something that we miss a lot. We are part of a system, a huge ecosystem, which is smart and wise for millions and millions of years. And this system was able to evolve and develop and flourish for millions of years, even before the existence of humans. So we have to understand that this system has its own, let's say, smartness, has its own internal rules. And I believe that in many cases we forget this, and I'm going to come back to this point later when we will discuss about resilience. So sustainability is there, and of course, what we need to do, as it was discussed before, is to understand how we're going to bring it in our daily life in a good way. So why to monitor sustainability? As I said, and as it was discussed before, you cannot manage something properly if you don't measure it, if you cannot control it. So monitoring sustainability is something that includes a lot of, let's say, measurement, a lot of technology, databases, statistics, indicators. But of course, all this has to be adapted to its different case, in different regions, because in different destinations, we have different priorities, we have different issues related with environment, with sociocultural issues that we consider as very interesting for our society and for our ecosystem. So these kind of measurements are discussed among the communities, among the stakeholders. So we establish synergies on the local level, on a regional level. And of course, what is the result is that we collect and we analyze this kind of data, this kind of statistics and indicators in order to be able to have better and easier strategic direction, decisions from the decision makers for policies, according to the findings and the analysis of these measurements that we established through this monitoring system. So as I said, this is a tool that is very necessary for any effort on a smaller scale, from businesses to companies, big companies, or even cities or destinations, countries. So you need to monitor what is really important, what really matters for your development, for your sustainability, because there are specific ways that you can do that. And I'm going to give you briefly some very important case studies that we are facing nowadays.
Dr. Michel, please speed up
Yes.
as well. So we need to expect to 3 minutes of your session, please. 3 minutes.
Okay. So this kind of statistics are already discussed among members of different monitoring organizations around the destinations and under the framework of UNWTO, and that has a network of sustainable tourism observatories. I'm part of such a project in Europe. So trying to summarize, what about adaptive capacity and resilience? So we have risks, we have threats as well. So we have this existing environment. So through this coping with our capacity and adaptive capacity, we're able to respond to this kind of threats through risk assessment, risk management, adaptive capacity. So this is the resilience, let's say, framework that is also coming and meets sustainability, because those two are strictly interrelated, and we cannot say that we have sustainability without building resilience. And resilience is not a process, it's an outcome. So closing and fast, I would like to say that resilience at this stage is important as sustainability. And summarizing the last slide, we need, of course, technology in order to create smart ways of managing our systems. We need to do it in a holistic way for everybody, from us, from our communities, for the environment, for the planet. And of course, not just maintain things or, let's say, create less harm or keep things in a net zero level, but also regenerate, improve what we do. We know that we have a linear economy from extraction, production, and consumption, and this model has proven which is not correct. So resilience and sustainability come together. And of course, I will be here for any questions, anything that I would like to speak and deliver more. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michel, for sharing information. Even it is a short time for to present it, where we get a lot of information to hear. Now I would like to invite participants both online and offline and on site here. If we have the question, please. If not, so may I quick move to the last speaker and panelist of this session today. Mr. Germier-Hamel is the Chief Marketing Officer of Destination Mekong, with over 20 years of experience in marketing and customer relationship management and conduct consulting in the tourism sector, partner at the Singapore-based technology firm, so and many affiliate and member association. So Mr. Gerrit will come and share with us on the need for innovation and technologies to support sustainable and resilient tourism. Since the time is very short, it would be appreciated you can present within 10 minutes, please. 10 minutes. Thank you very much, Mr. Gerrit. The floor is yours.
Thank you. And go. I would like to thank Mekong Institute for inviting me first of all and say sorry that I can't be there in person because I'm representing Destination Mekong in Singapore at ITP at the moment. We'll just start sharing my screen and then we can go into it right away. So I will speak very general about the need of technology. Can you see my screen? Sorry.
Yes, we can see it. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
I will keep it quite general for the need of for innovation technologies about what can technology do and what can technology not do in principle, and show how we are using it at Destination Mekong. In case you're surprised that there are slides you might have seen already, it's because Catherine and me, we're using the same knowledge database and we're working very closely, obviously. So there's some slides where I want to reinforce some of the messages. Message number one, I want everyone to think about it, that sustainability is not about environmental sustainability only. Sustainability is also about social and cultural preservation. Because very often when people talk about sustainability, it's all about the environment, it's all about nature. But to be resilient, we also need sustainability of our values and our communities. That's quite important, and technology is able to help in these areas. The second message for the start I want to give, Michael already presented this very well actually. There's no sustainability without resilience, and there's no real resilience without sustainability. I think this is another important message. I'm not reading this text because it's just a different. If we're looking into the tourism framework, into the landscape, who are we working? Who is there in the tourism landscape? So we have the governments, we have the DMOs, we have all those companies, the tourism service providers, we have the NGOs, and we have the travelers. So they all have their role to play. Governments create the framework. They, as Catherine presented on that, they take care of the branding of the destinations. DMO take care of branding of certain themes. NGOs help with conservation, with protection. And then we have all those companies, and there are many, many companies in the GMS. And especially the micro and the small companies are those that actually make a destination. Travelers are not traveling somewhere because they want to stay, I'm sorry for using that brand now, but for example, a Hilton hotel. No one travels somewhere because they want to fly with Singapore Airlines. They travel because they want to experience the destination. They travel because they want to have the special soup at the food stall. They travel because they want to have this city tour with a good tour guide. So this tour guide, this one person, is basically determining the success of the destination. And obviously there are many different colors of businesses that are in a destination, as many as there are travelers. There's a big match. So what are the challenges there? The challenges are for governments that they very often, or DMOs, they have to focus on the large picture. They're not able to work with every single company that's out there because there are so many of there. They only can go with the mainstream basically. They have challenges measuring the outcome. NGOs normally, when they do a project, the project have a limited timeline. So there's a sustainability problem there already. So once the timeline is over, projects very often stop, unfortunately. Travelers, they are not necessarily connected with the businesses they want to meet because they, for example, can't find them online, or they don't know who is the best business for me. They don't trust when they search online, for example, and they find a big platform, let's say Airbnb as an example. So they don't know if these businesses that are on there are the best businesses for them. And then last but not least, obviously most importantly, are the service providers. They might have a limited capacity. They might not know how can they go online, how do they use Google. They might not be that technology prone, or they just might not have time for these technologies because they have other concerns. So technology is the solution for these challenges, because technology can enable connectivities by providing platforms where anyone can participate. They can register, anyone can go on there as long as they have internet. It can be very inclusive, regardless of who you are, of your budget, of what kind of business you have. Even if you're an individual tour guide, you can take part of it as long as you have internet. Technology can help with capacities by having platforms for training. Technology can help with standards. It can help build communities, and it can help with profitability, obviously, because think about Booking.com, for example. Booking.com helps a lot of businesses be profitable. I mean, they take their cut, but they help small providers to make a profit. Small providers who would otherwise not be able to manage a website. I must mention that as well. However, I think this is a very important point I want to make. Technology is also not the solution for all these problems. Out of three main reasons, there are many more reasons, but there are three main reasons. Technology is an enabler, yes, but we can not see technology to be a standalone enabler. Technology does not work. Normally technology solutions are not successful if we don't engage communities. They're not successful if we don't talk to the people, if we don't involve them and give them the information how they can use this technology. Technology supports frameworks. They're not miracle cures for any problem. I've said very often when we talk to destinations or brands that they think, oh, I'm going to have I create a website, for example, with a booking engine, and then I'm going to have 1 million bookings. I don't need to have traditional bookings anymore. And that's not true, because how does your guest know that you have a website? How do you get the right content for that website? I mean, getting them to know the website, you can work with technology, obviously, but getting content, for example, you still have to talk to people to get the right content. And even though technology helps to build inclusivity, enables inclusivity, it also sometimes hinders inclusivity. Out of two reasons. It requires accessibility. If there's no internet, for example, if there's no mobile network, businesses in that region are not able to participate in your technology solution. Also, technology is not a basic need. This is something I incur very often on the working groups in the UNWTO, for example, where solutions are made that might be very Europe-centric, for example, and might not consider that businesses in other regions' main concern might be survival, especially now. Yeah, we're all talking about recovery, but we must keep in mind that some businesses just not have the time to participate in our activities because they have to feed their families, they have to meet their basic needs. It's also one of the reasons why so many people left the tourism industry to find out their income in other industries. So this is something very important I want to convey today, that technology is part of the solution, but it's not the only solution. So what can we do?
2 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Chris.
So you can look at my presentation later, will be made available. We need organizations to enable technology. We need technology to enable our solution. Yeah. There are a couple of opportunities right now where you can participate. So we have the Mekong mobile app. I might have to skip that slide. There are capacity building platforms like STEPS, for example, like Streets International, Asset Agency, or GIZ. Destination Mekong has a couple of initiatives like MIST. We have the micro certification program upcoming, or the Mekong Discovery Centers, and everywhere there technology plays a role. Mekong Institute is launching the Mekong mobile application and will work with the industry to roll that out. Important now, what can you do? Sorry, 1 minute. So what can you do? My recommendation for you there, the 6 recommendations: always collaborate, talk to other businesses, become member in associations. It doesn't have to be Destination Mekong. Obviously, we welcome members, but you could become a member of DASTA or ASTA or whatever that is. Support local businesses and ask for help. Very important. Contact Destination Mekong, contact us if you need any help. And if you find a solution, talk about it, share your innovations, and also assess opportunities in the technology side. So I leave you with, please visit destinationmekong.com, download Mekong Stories. Be free to contact us, contact me or Kathleen, or anyone at Destination Mekong, and visit our Destination Mekong Summit in December. So I hope you got something out of my presentation. Thank you very much. And I look forward to meeting you soon again.
Thank you very much, Gerrit. Even the short periods of time for giving the presentation, we have to apologize and sorry for that because of the organizing forum organizer also come and give a signal already. The time need to rearrange the room. So now thank you once again for sharing. So all speaker and also on-site speaker also here with us, participant audience from inside and also online. If you have any question, please feel free. So this is the chance. We also have 1 minute. 1 minute left, please. Raise your hand or give your question to online. So panelists, be ready to provide you further suggestion and recommendation, or even the concrete response.
Actually, it's since the first presentation made by Ms. Catherine, so there was one question raised by the participant who participated online. So the question is, are there any policy restraints faced by Destination Mekong working with different GMS countries? Or it could be in terms of the bureaucratic policies. So we would love to hear from Ms. Catherine, please.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
You know, when Destination Mekong was created, it's to coordinate the efforts of the private sector and to be a counterpart, as I mentioned, of the public sector. So it means that we are independent from the public sector, but of course we join hands with the government and the public sector. We want to collaborate. However, I would say the interest of having Destination Mekong as an independent organization is to be able to think outside the box and you know, to be sometimes a little more daring and creative. But of course, we respect the local regulations and legislation. The idea is not to be, you know, rebellious and to create a revolution. However, I like the idea of being able, you know, to have a different perspective and to represent the voice of the private sector, which sometimes, you know, is not heard enough. And as Gerrit mentioned, you know, we really want to represent the over 90% of micro enterprise and small enterprise that, you know, form the majority of the private stakeholders in the region. So to answer your question, I would say, of course, there are some restrictions and limitations, but I would say this is normal. You know, we need to play by the rules. At the same time, I believe, you know, that this is a very interesting framework for us, and at the same time, it allows us to be anyhow, you know, creative and to have a unique approach. That's our added value. I hope it replied your question.
Thank you very much for the question and answer, and also some suggestion and recommendation as well. So we come to the end. I have to say that thank you very much. But before the exactly end, at least we would like to have the keyword from panelists on your perspective to sustainable tourism from your point of view for Greater Mekong Sub-regions, GMS country. So from your point of view, what we have to continue, what we have to aware, what we have to do in terms of sustainable tourism. Please, may I start with Catherine first?
Yes, so I think you guess what will be my word. I would say make sustainability irresistible. Because right now we can resist sustainability, and I think it's not what we want. You know, it shouldn't be an option. It has to be integrated in the operation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's the superb. May I follow from the online first, and following by Dr. Michel, please.
Yes. Yes, look, what I would like to suggest is to look closer to the daily life of locals, understand what are their needs, what they need to do, and also be able to transform and change the mindset of people that are able to decide about the future and avoid the normal, as we said, keeping business as usual is not the right direction. We have to change our mindset to come closer to reality, to the nature, to the ecosystem that you live in a more, let's say, holistic and sustainable way. This is my suggestion.
Thank you very much. And last for the online panelists, Mr. Gerrish, please.
I want to add, I like Michael's answer, but I want to add to it. And I want to remind everyone what is the role of tourism. Why is there tourism? The role of tourism should be to make a livable environment for the local communities and to help exchange and become a peaceful communication ground for everyone. But the main role of tourism should be to preserve local communities and to help people locally to have a good life.
Thank you very much. And last for the speaker on site here, we'd like to hear the key point as according to the sustainable tourism from Mr. Jumpon, please.
Okay, for sustainable, it's not, it's the future trend. It's the world trends, not only individual trends. If you don't want to miss the flight, don't miss the sustainable tourism, not only for your life, but for your business success as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all panelists, speakers, and especially participants who joined us for this session on delivering sustainable growth in the tourism sector, both online and on-site, and also speaker from the online. So here we come to exactly to the end. I would like to say thank you very much for your participation and support. Thank you very much once again. The session is closed.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to our MC, our brilliant MC. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So participant, the audience here, we will rearrange the room. We will open the partition, and also please feel free to have the coffee break and come and observe if this room ready, then we will come to the summary of 6 stations, including in the afternoon, to wrap up the key point. Seeing you soon in this room. I do not know how many minutes. Thank you very much.